Hello guys and welcome back to my stories. Today I'm going to tell you one of my good stories, and it is Jack the Giant Slayer. So, let's get started. Once upon a time, there lived, as you know in the previous part, in Jack and the Beanstalk, his name was Jack. This time is different with the giants. He was bored like usual, so he knew that the giant was like dead. So he said, maybe I can go and find some more food and some more stuff. He he built it and he made a new bean uh, that the old man gave him. But in the old story, I almost forgot to tell you that he took one of the beans and put it in his pocket, and the rest his mother threw. So he planted the last bean that he had, and he went up there again. But this time it was completely different. The bean was higher than usual, and then, instead of finding the castle, he found a whole city of giants. Everything there was very big and huge. There was like cars and everything were like so big. So he said, I must go in the safe places so nobody can kill me. When he was walking, one of the kid giants thought that he was a small ant, so he decided to kill it. He started putting his legs everywhere, but he couldn't. Jack was running as fast as he could. But then Jack said, how can I get anything now? He found many shops and he couldn't do anything. There were powerful security passes. But then, when he came back, all the people was like crazy. Like, well, how did this guy came here? And what is the secret place that he can go in and out? The president giant came to him and said, okay, here, I'm gonna say something. Now, Jack was so big, but like he was big now, at not like the last story. He was a man now, and then, but then, one of the freaking huge guys came and he destroyed some of the thing, that hole that Jack used to go in and out of it. But Jack escaped as fast as possible, but for the guys, they couldn't let him go, so they started going after him, many and millions of giants. But this time, Jack was prepared. He had an army because he was working in the police station. No, not in the police station, in the army. So he had an army with him and huge tanks and stuff. But I forgot to tell you that when his world was there, the giants were too strong. The tank even couldn't affect and guns wouldn't affect. But then, like, I don't know what to say. It's so hard to say. It's hard. The giants came and they started killing people and eating them. So one of the giants, she was a mother giant, and she said, "Oh, what do you want to eat for dessert, my lady?" Another giant said, "I want to have this guy and this guy." She pointed at Jack and his best friend, and she said, "I want on them ketchup and mustard." So they both were chopped. So that guy brought Jack and his friend, and he put them in a sandwich, and then gave it to the lady. But when the lady was about to bite the sandwich, Jack put out his sword and right in the mouth, in the lips. It hurted so much and a lot of blood came, but they fall down from hard and hard. But you like usual, the ground was soft, so it hurt them, but not much. So they started running and running everywhere, but they found that now the giants has took the whole city of New York. But then Jack decided to do his best for his city. He started collecting a huge army and huge bazookas and RPGs and a lot of hard weapons so that you can kill them. He can kill them. And then he said, we must do this time. They're not gonna, if we didn't stop them, they're gonna keep eating us one by one. And then we're gonna die soon. We're gonna be like extinct. So when he was coming with the army, he didn't like using horses much because the horse can die soon. So he said, I must have the fastest cars in the world with only $1 for each person. So the man of the car said, okay, but remember, after you kill them, you're gonna repay me the money. Then Jack said, you're not gonna be alive for me to give you the money. And then Jack came with all the nice cars and he filled the tanks of fuel soon. Then he went and they started shooting the giants in the head, so that's their weak point. Then they killed all the guys and all the giants in the city, but they knew that more of the giants are gonna come soon. So they went up to the giants' city and they started even killing more. But this war wasn't simple. They like stayed for many hours and days. So as soon as that, they were out of ammo and their cars were like out of fuel and everything was out. So they didn't know what to do except using the classic way. So all of them had their own swords. Then, and the guy who's trapped shall die. Even if it's Jack, no problem, just let me go. And then they started fighting and they started climbing on the guys and killing them. Then, in that time, they went to the castle, and like, they went to the president, but he had an army waiting for them. So, it was hard to defeat them. And then, after defeating a huge hard army, they came to the president and said, you must stop this. You must not bring more of your giants, and we're not gonna involve. Everything was like it was before. So, after that, the president was like lying. So he said, okay, stop it. Just please don't kill anybody. Okay. And then Jack came down with his army and said, I'm not sure about this. Like, we had powerful cars that can climb on walls. What can they do more than this? So he cut off the bean stalk. But for them, they had ropes and many stuff to do. So after 2 days later, Jack thought that he's the best. But then, in one night, he found that all the green giants came on. But in the morning, they found a huge destroying, and nobody was ready for them. Jack and his army fought for long, and the president was just watching with popcorn. So they just like kept on fighting. But then in the last part, they all survived except one guy, Jack. He couldn't. It was hard for him. He wasn't ready enough to fight. So then, he was killed. I forgot to tell you how he was killed. The nail of the president was so thick and sharp and tall. So, by luck, he just put it in Jack's throat and his head was off. Everybody was sad because Jack was a giant slayer and he did many stuff. But then, the army knew what to do without Jack. They fought, they protected their land, and they lived happily soon after. And that's it for tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed, and that's it for tomorrow.